say he rock. How that sound and he still talk.
What up, everybody? It is HeSaySheSay Radio. Coming to you live with episode number 26. It's your boy Solomon.
It's Uncle Kel.
It's your girl Jordan.
It's MJ.
And I'm Shadea.
Okay, so we kind of got a little interesting one for y'all today. I know y'all done heard the song WAP lately. And,
It's some whole new
and a lot of people feel,
certified free. 7 days a week.
You be one of them, okay, but yeah, so, a lot of people feel, both sides of it. A lot of people say it's not appropriate, it's, not something that should have been recorded and put out, and some people love it, as you can see Shadea does. But,
oh, actually, no, I'm actually not a fan of the song. It's just catchy.
So, now, you have a lot of people going back and forth about, the kids, because of course the kids get a hold to it and, they start to react and do, all kind of crazy stuff. So the topic for this one is going to be, do you think it's your job to be a role model to your peers, or is it your parents' job to raise you in a fashion that you don't need to look up to anybody eventually?
I'm gonna start it off.
All right.
I definitely think it's your parents' job. If you look at music as a whole and celebrities, not just music, but like actors and stuff like that, actresses, there's a lot of stuff they do that is not good, right? It's a lot of stuff that they do in music, especially, right? The messages that they put out that's not good. So if you, like, for instance, the man that's been on Twitter and stuff talking about that song, right? Yeah, it's stupid to me, because at the end of the day, you should not rely on the media to raise your child. You should not rely on the media to have that much input on your child's life to where you're making a big deal about situations like that. And it really not made me mad, but I was just like, y'all stupid. Yeah, because like they were talking about that song, it's way worse songs than WAP. Like,
Not WAP.
you got songs like Slob on My Knob.
Oh, God.
Like, it's just a lot of bad Lollipop. We were singing Lollipop at like 10 years old. It's messages in Lollipop. Yeah. But we've not, some of us was, but for the most part, none of us was out here doing it. You know what I mean? But yeah,
I think not calling anybody a bad parent or anything, but if your kids are looking to somebody else, then you're not doing your job.
Preach on it.
Like, clearly you're not being the example for them, that they have to look to somebody else that they don't even know. So you need to step up as a parent and be that role model for them, so they're not, oh wow, I can just go out here and wear whatever I want, I can say whatever I want because they're doing it. No, what's happening inside of your house? If your mom and your daddy not doing that, your big sister's not doing that, then why am I gonna go out there and do it,
True. I'm 50-50 with it. I kind of course, first things first, yes, it starts at home. We all know it starts at home. But at the same time, we're all different. Like, you might have a father in your house, as us guys. Y'all might have a mother in the house as women. You might view your parents as what we might call a square, not really hip, to the time that's going on right now. They're probably back in wherever they was born, and we're here now. So let's say the parent is like, trying to instill, different stuff in the kid, and the kid is just like, that's not right now. It's back when you were a kid and stuff like that. So it is the parent's job, but at the same time, if you can be a role model for somebody, why not? That's how I'm looking at it. I'm seeing it as if it's a guy or a little boy that lives down the street and his dad is whatever way he is, and that's just not what he's wants to be. If he wants to be like me, first of all, try to find some positives in why you want to be like me. Now, if I'm a drug dealer and beating on women and stuff like that, then no. First of all, you shouldn't even want to do that, but you also, if that's what you're doing, you don't want nobody else to see that and want to be that. So I'm kind of 50-50 with it. I believe it is kind of our job in a way, because we're only here on the earth for two reasons, and that's to reproduce and help others. So if you can help somebody,
why not?
I think you should.
Yeah, she just Kel.
Go ahead.
You growing up, right? What type of music was you listening to?
I listen to a lot of rap and a lot of old school, Beverly and May and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. So the rap side. What type of what was some of your favorite artists?
Lil Wayne.
Uh-huh.
Lil Wayne we'll go with. Growing up, I guess you can say, because we actually kind of grew up Kevin Gates at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But my point in that is, it's not. I don't think it's at all their responsibility to be role models in that way.
Right.
Money wise, maybe, but lifestyle wise and music wise, because as artists, you're supposed to put out
What's gonna sell.
what's going to sell, and everybody knows sex sells and drugs sell. Those two things have been selling since the beginning of time. So for us to say, oh well, the parent or the friend or the peer should be the role model, I think that's asking for a lot. Because I mean, even us as people, we all got stuff that we do in our personal life, right? And it's not fair that, oh, well, let me tone this down so this person could look up to me. Like, no, let's just be real about it.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like, if you're being you, and you being you means that it's a positive in it, then I mean, why not influence that person more and more and more to be like me? Like, okay, right? Yeah, like kids. Because
But okay, so if you want to influence somebody, how do you take a song like that and influence a little girl to not be out here talking about I gotta watch?
I feel like it's separate because it's like at the end of the day, they're in the industry where they're trying. That's their work. That's their job. Like that's what they do to make money. So it's like in a way. They probably don't think like, okay, we're influencing people to be like us. They're not thinking that. They probably thinking like, okay, we're just putting out music so that we could pretty much be financially stable. Like, I agree with Kelvin, it's kind of 50-50 because you can't be mad at kids for considering somebody else a role model that's outside of their house. Because I mean, sometimes their parents don't see their parents as a positive role model, or it don't even have to be a positive role model, a good role model. Yeah. So, and that's fine. If you can find somebody that influenced you in a way that it help builds your self-esteem, your self-confidence in life, then by all means pursue that.
I feel it.
I was talking with Shadea earlier about the topic, and I was just saying how like a lot of parents expose their kids to a lot of things in their own homes on the everyday basis, and it's just because it's them, they don't see it as bad, but they have any and everybody running in and out their house, taking their kids somewhere, don't even know person, just like, basically letting their kids do whatever, be exposed to whatever. So they have a problem with somebody else making a song. Like, what does that have to do with you and your household? Like, it just makes no sense.
How do y'all feel about the backlash with that particular song?
I mean, you're gonna get.
I personally like the song.
She's just a woman. I mean, that's it. She's just a woman, and that's not something I want to sit here and listen to every day. Like, I'll listen to it and then I was just like, okay, I get it, I like it, it's cool, but it's not something like that's gonna be on my playlist.
Yeah, it's most definitely not gonna work out playlist.
Like, but it's cool. Like
I
take
don't
what
listen
you
to
want
music.
from it. The message, I mean, if you listen to actually like the lyrics, she's not telling people to just like be out here just giving your stuff away.
I think it's a pride thing in the song. Yeah. I took out the positives of the song.
Yeah, I feel like it was a positive thing.
Yeah, when I listened to the song, I thought of nothing but positives. I was thinking more so like, well, we're celebrating, like, God, why celebrate it?
Yeah.
I mean, once you get to a certain age, you have the right and you have the mental control to pretty much like do when you listen to a song to stir your mind, in a whole, another direction, of opposite of what the lyrics are saying. Like, I'm old enough to know, like, I'm not finna go kill a nigga, rob a bank, and that. Like, I'm just listening to the song.
But I'm gonna rap the lyrics like I am.
I'm gonna think about it in my head, but I'm not finna go out there and do it.
Cause I might. I mean, I'm just saying, like, a lot of times, like Solomon said, the songs that they are putting out, the goal is to make money. That's their job, to make money off of that song. That's the whole idea behind it. So you look at it and it's like,
Your damn mic.
Oh, right. But yeah, you kind of look at it, and it's one of those situations where you have to, like Solomon said, like MJ said, the positives behind it. Because if you don't have the positives, then you're always going to focus on the negatives.
Exactly.
And to be honest, almost in everything, is a positive and negative in it.
Yeah.
So it's just not really nothing to be all worked up
Shouldn't harp about it. And I like a lot of women were saying stuff too. The man was saying stuff. I was just like, I mean, if you can't relate, then just
I know. And that's what I was just gonna say. I think some people it's coming from an insecure, deep place.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
Because they know they can't get no
They
love.
can't, right?
But at the
You
same
know, some
time,
people are
if you
frustrated.
don't have that, why let somebody know that you don't have that?
Right.
every tweet I
Work
saw,
on
they were
it.
talking about it. I was like, dry.
That's like,
you got the depth.
yeah, that, I mean, it just goes to a point where you don't have to sit up and, bash something that you don't like.
Exactly.
I mean, everybody has stuff that they don't like. Everybody has stuff that they like. We're not gonna sit up here and focus on what we don't like the most when it comes to something that you can't even control. Like, why can't you can't control what they're put out.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah, you actually can control it.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Okay. We were all thinking something
Yeah.
else.
So moving on.
Yeah, moving on because
Here we go.
Hopefully y'all caught that.
The positives.
the drip.
All right.
Okay, just to transform this one into another situation.
All right, guys, today.
What is something that we're like, since we have this, we have what we're going by as far as,
Maybe transition or something.
Yeah. I mean, it mixes. So what is something that worries you about the future? Obviously, this guy that we're talking about, it worries him what's being put out for his kids or his group of whatever. But what is something that we're like scared of or worrying about as far as the future?
As of right now, like I think it's gonna get back to normal.
You think so?
I hope so.
I doubt it. I think this is our new normal for sure.
That's
The whole
sad.
mask situation, the whole like online virtual things, like I think this is the way of life for a long period of time.
Yes.
Right now.
No, I mean we don't like it, but we'll have to adapt.
Yeah.
Sad.
I think just what worries me is just like having to accept the fact that things might not return to normal, like, and things might get worse. And I feel like the world is like in so much chaos, and people can't agree on anything. And I feel like if we can't agree on nothing, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna change.
That's true.
And so I have to sit here and think about, dang, like I have to like navigate like through this whole new thing.
This is the new life.
Yeah.
I think more so I'm worried about people's level of patience because like y'all said, this is kind of the new normal.
Yeah.
And after a while, people break. Like we've been at it for a while, 6 months almost?
Almost a year really at this point.
something like that. Longer than that, but
Long time.
it's just like right now you kind of, because we were on lockdown, quote unquote, for however long we were on lockdown, but then stuff started to kind of open up and a little bit of normalcy came a little bit, but then it's kind of like we're just in a bubble. So I think the thing I'm worried about is people's patience and how they're gonna, flip out after a while, and stuff is just gonna go purge like, and it's just gonna be real bad for a lot of people. And I don't see how we're gonna control
Like
that.
you got that going on, then you got the election going on.
Then,
Those two combined, it's just a whole bunch of
chaos.
Yeah,
You
right.
have like the racial divide, and then like
Who's been a hell of a year?
the
and,
job, and then people can't eat. People scamming for money. Like people are hungry.
Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
There's so much unknown, and it's like essentially only one being has all the answers. You know, God knows how the future's gonna be,
Right.
but we all just have to take it day by day and be like, okay, well, I made it to a new day. I guess let's see what happens today. You know, like.
I think that was the key word. I like that, the unknown. Like this year has been a whole bunch of unknown. Like we really don't know if
We
we're
should
gonna be
know
locked
something's
down
up
next
when
week or
COVID
not.
died, though.
And I don't know.
We don't know what's gonna happen with nothing, whether it be the election, it might be another race war or something. We don't know what's gonna go on.
the brink of war. Like,
Because who knows? Come November, when all this political stuff happens, it's hell is about to break loose for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because like she said, the racial side of it, and just his care for a lot of stuff is just like, nah.
That's why it's very important for you all to get out and vote. Make sure you're registered to vote, because we need everybody out there at the polls this year for sure.
yeah.
Thanks.
And I say, like, just what's important too is just like fight for what you believe in. If you strongly do agree with somebody, then if that's what you want to do, then by all means do it. Like, you know, just stand like firmly on what you believe in, no matter what it is. You know, like now is the time to like, you know, figure out who you are and what you like and, you know, how you feel about things. And like now is the time to do it. So that's just my advice on that.
Don't be the guy that, you know, has a problem with everything when you didn't vote. Don't be that person. Because those people,
You're a part of the problem.
yeah, you're really a part of the problem because you had your chance to, you know, put your vote in. That's really, your vote is your voice. So if you don't use that, then don't have issues with what's going on after that. That's basically what I got.
Preach on it.
Yeah. 'cause
Better preach.
Cause I sure ain't vote the last election. So I couldn't have nothing to say for the past 4 years, but
We'll be at them polls.
bright and early.
Yeah, this year
Okay,
ain't got
really gonna early
time.
vote at this point.
And see, with all that being said, and you know how, because a lot of people right now, it is adversity. You know, a lot of people lost jobs, a lot of people lost hours working and stuff like that, so the money wasn't the same. And you know, it was just, I know, like with you graduating, it was like a turn that you wasn't expecting. So with that being said, it's like how do you respond to adversity like this, as far as the pandemic? Like, of course, we've grew up and we've had stuff happen to us where we had to kind of like bounce back and shake back. But with this right here, it's like, what is the mindset that you have to have in order to like get through?
I would say, like, honestly, it's a day-to-day process. Like, one day I could be in a good headspace, the next day it's like, wow, I just got rejected from another job. I set up and applied for 10 jobs last night. Like, you know, it's a mindset. And I can honestly say that, not sure what everybody's religious standpoint is, but if you do not have a strong relationship with God, you will crumble. Like, your faith in times like this, like, and I'm realizing this every day. Like, even today I had a little moment, like, if you do not have a strong relationship in God, like, something so small is going to attack you. Like, you know, and if you can't, all right, I know that eventually God's gonna put me out of this, or eventually, you know, there is some good to this bad that I'm going through. Like, if you don't have that mindset, then you will be stuck in such a hole. Like, you will be in this negative, deep, dark place day to day to day, and you won't be able to pull yourself out of that rut. But if you are like, all right, I wake up, I do my devotion, even if I don't want to, it's like, all right, cool. For me, like, I'm finding something to do, so I work out 7 days a week. Like, all right, I do not want to physically go to the gym, so I'm gonna be jumping rope in my my backyard. Like, it's like, you have to get up and do something, because if not, you'll be stuck in this headspace, and it's like, well, I guess I'm here now, so
Too much time to think.
Yeah.
I like what you said about you got to think of the good and everything. Like, that's how I respond to adversity, especially this year. It's been a hell of a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I always just got to think, it's going to get better. Like,
It's gonna be better. It's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even, and I listened to this video the other day, and the dude was saying that in school, you learn the lessons, and then you take the test. But in life, it's gonna give you the test first, and you learn the lessons from the test.
Damn.
And I took that. I was like, ooh, that make a lot of sense, because a lot of us will go through tests in life, specifically this year, where it'll be stuff where we really just don't know what we about to do. But the way I keep thinking about it is, okay, well, shit, I didn't die, so I got the next day to make this situation better, to make it to where, okay, well, this might have been a bad situation, but what did I learn from this situation? And that's the good that's in it. It
Still
might not be
here.
any good in the actual situation, but whatever you learn from that, you know not to do that next time, meaning you learn something good out of that.
Right. And I grew up with I guess you can say like a phrase or whatever from my grandmother. If you go through a situation and you didn't like it, then you had to have learned something from it. And if you go through something and you didn't like it, but you didn't learn something from it, then it's like you have to ask yourself at that point, what is it that I didn't like? And then you break it down. And once you break it down, it's like then you come up with outcomes and results that you want for the next time that this might come at you. That's why, like I said, when you go back to finding the positives and everything, like you said, you ain't die. You didn't end up in a coma or nothing like that. So it's like at this point, what happened and why it happened? Okay, when you figure out why it happened, what can I do to stop it from happening if it's in my control? Because a lot of stuff we do and go through, we have control over some of it, a lot of stuff we don't, but if you don't sit up and, find the lessons, like MJ said, find the lessons in it, then you're just out here at that point. And then eventually, it'll pop off what Shadea said. If you don't have that strong relationship with God or some type of faith that you holding on to, you're gonna crumble.
It'll get too overwhelming.
It'll get too, and then that's where, we have suicides and, just all type of crazy stuff that we end up doing to ourselves when all we had to do was, focus in a little more than we did instead of, pushing it to the side and letting it like cave in.
Yeah.
So,
You better preach, King.
I try to do a little.
What you got so low?
So the question was how we respond to adversity in life. Me personally, like Shadea said, I really just rely on my faith, right? So, and I realized that if you don't really, tap deeper into your faith that things is gonna get better, because even he said that everything that we do, all things are working together for the good. So I know in the end, the outcome is gonna be good anyway. And maybe my season isn't hard, but maybe it's hardening me.
Yeah.
Oh, let me add on that. I hope it's not changing the topic, but speaking of seasons, being in adversity, you can't watch what everybody else is getting. Because what may be somebody else's season in a pandemic may not be yours. So everybody getting a job, everybody getting a new apartment, people getting new cars, and I'm still in my mama's house. Okay, cool. It's their season. Mine is coming, but I can't be stuck in my ways. Why is it they always getting it and I'm not,
They got that SBA loan. You just ain't qualified yet.
Okay. Well, maybe that's not everybody's story.
Next week you might be able to.
Yeah.
You never know, shit. You gotta think about the positives.
And that there will trigger discouragement so quick, because you'll see personally you already have a whole bunch of discouragement about your future, period.
Right.
And so you're looking at other people get blessings and you're like, man, God, I've been praying. They don't even think about you.
Yeah, I know they don't be praying.
They don't even pray. They get blessings and then they be like, ooh,
I manifested this.
Right.
No, you
and
didn't.
they ain't even think about you, but yet here I am. I'm praying on my knees in hard times, and I even thank you in good times. And it's like, where's my blessing?
Right.
And then you come back, and when you're in that situation, like Solomon said, he's going to give his toughest test to his strongest people. So when he give his toughest test to his strongest people, you have to continue to believe that. I mean, and the thing about it is, like MJ said, it goes back to what MJ just said. You didn't die. That's how strong you are. It didn't take you out. That's how strong you are. So if you're sitting up and you watching, okay, he got a new car. Damn, that's a nice car. I'm still riding in this 2006 when he got a 2020. Okay, well, that's his 2020 for right now. You're going to get your 2022 and his 2020 going to stay there for 40 years.
Okay.
So you can't sit and dwell on what's happening for other people.
And see, what I also learned is that it's a scripture that says he'll harden you to difficulty. So it's like the more difficult it get, that means you're pretty much getting stronger and stronger. So congratulations, if life got harder, guess what? You got stronger.
You got stronger.
It's a song. I listen to this song every day.
Okay.
Every morning I wake up.
I'm finna shout.
I listen to this song.
Sing a little something for us.
It's called Sinner's Prayer. Y'all might have heard of it. I think it's
Let 'em use
Didrik
Did you have it?
Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. But he got a line in that song. He said, I could have been dead, sleeping in my grave.
Yeah.
But God blessed me to see another day. And I listen to that every single day because no matter what's going on in life, you saw another day, right? Another day that you can make it better. You can respond to adversity in a certain way. And I'm gonna tie it into some stuff I learned from a coach, right? We used to use this thing, shout out to Coach Morris. We use this thing called E plus R equals O, right? Your event, which is the event that happened in your life, plus your response is gonna equal your outcome. Now, we can't never change the event, but you can change your response, which is gonna equal your outcome every time. I want y'all to keep that in mind. So anything, something happening in life, and it's a bad event, or it might be a whole year-long bad event, you just never know how is your response gonna be. That's what's your outcome gonna be. Because if you got a bad event and a bad response, you're gonna have a horrible outcome every single time. It's never gonna be positive. But if you think about it as, okay, well, this might have happened, but I can get better at this. I can do this differently next time. Even if it's no next time, I can switch up my whole plan. I done seen so many people, specifically right now, it's around graduation time, right? It's people getting laid off from their jobs that's been working there for years, right? So college students that's just now being able to get jobs, now you can't even get no job, right? So you gotta think, okay, well, let me sway it a different way, right? I need some money, I'm gonna start doing this instead. I might can't go into my career field, which I graduated in, but I'm gonna do something different. That's what I call responding to adversity, because this year has been nothing but adversity.
Having to adapt.
But you gotta adapt. And then we at the age now to where all of us, we pretty much starting to do stuff on our own. So it's a lot more adversity being thrown at us now that we're basically providing for ourselves and stuff now. So we gotta really, really dig down and deep into ourselves and see where our faith at to see, okay, well, I might not know how to respond to this adversity, but I know whatever faith you are, the man above, whoever you talk to, right? That's who's gonna give you all that information about how to respond to that adversity.
Because a lot of it is going to come after understanding on life. You have to understand that life is something that is unexpected. When it comes at you, you don't really know it's coming. Some stuff we can see, some stuff we can't. So once you get an understanding that life is something that is unexpected, you'll have a better chance at advancing and being successful in life, because you'll know that once something comes at you, that it's coming, and you have to, like MJ said, respond to it in a way that you don't want this to come back to you again. So once you get the understanding and the knowledge behind it, then life becomes easier. But then you have to sit up and wonder how much harder can you go. Let me say this right. You're gonna have to end up knowing that it's gonna get harder, but you're stronger. So let's keep pushing.
I like that you said that. My mama always told me when I was a kid, she say, don't ask God to make your life easier. Ask him to make you stronger to handle the hard times. Because who wants an easy life? I don't necessarily think I want an easy life.
Right.
An easy life would kind of be...
You wouldn't learn nothing.
Yeah, you're not really doing nothing in life if your life is easy.
Right.
But if your life is hard, but you're able to manage that hard life, you're able to grow into being able to be somebody who can withstand hard times, and you learn in each and every time, then that's a better life to me. I don't want to just live life the easy way and not have no adversity, because you don't have no adversity going on in your life, you're not moving up nowhere.
If you don't have any adversity, that means you're living for Satan.
And on that note,
Because he only attack people that is going after their purpose. Which means, I'm finna get to the point in a minute.
Right now.
Stay with me.
stay with me.
Circle it around.
Which means, if you're living for Christ, and if you're living according to your purpose, he's going to do whatever he can to interrupt it, because God has a plan for your life, you have a plan for your life, and the devil has a plan for your life.
Let him
So
use
therefore, if he's interrupting your life, that means you're doing something good. If he's not, if your life is too easy and you're going through life like this,
You're going directly
You're
where
not
he
a
wants you to
problem.
be.
Yes.
you're going to hell.
And after that, we're going to go ahead and cut this off. That's it for the day.
No disrespect.
I ain't hear no one lie.
It wasn't.
They ain't tell no lies.
That's it a lot.
Yeah. Just show took me out.
Right.
Okay.
We done.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's show. Please make sure you follow us on Instagram at HeSaySheSay Radio, and make sure you follow us on Twitter at HeSaySheSay Crew. And thank you guys so much. Bye.
I did leave. I had to say it.
We got London on the train. They be like, ooh, ooh, she say, he say,